that's fun. Gone is the Kerosene Lamp. PEI roots music in a brand new light. That's the name of the new summer concert series from Prince Edward Island's popular Ross family on stage at the Florence Simmons Performance Hall. Their next show is coming up. It's a matinee this Thursday afternoon at 2 o'clock, and then Thursday night, the 29th of August, with performances into September as well. So more chances to catch the Ross family. And we are grateful to have two members of that family in studio with us right now, Johnny and Stephanie. Hello to you both.
Hey, Matt.
Hi, Great Matt. To see you. Thanks for coming in. Now, before we talk about this new show, let's talk about the Ross family as performers. How did that begin, Johnny?
Oh, wow. Well, that goes back probably a couple of decades at this point. We were very, very young when we started, and just kept...
Some of us younger than others.
Stephanie's the baby of the family.
Okay.
I started out on stage at 5. Just step dancing at first.
Okay.
Not playing anything, not singing.
But things really progressed as we got playing more often.
And we grew up.
Yes. Mature. Or you want to think so. And really started to see how important this was to our backgrounds, our ancestry. Keeping up these traditions of our peoples that were on the island. Our family goes back, on our mom's side, we have our snow roots that go back all the way to...
1671.
Yeah, and then...
Really?
Yes.
And our dad's side, the Rosses, came in 1803 to PEI, so...
Newbies.
So anyway, it really hit us, though, just in the last couple of years, how important it is to preserve all that, because it's so easy to get lost with all the things in modern, everything that's happening today, and you have so many other places where your entertainment comes from, to go back to what our people... their music.
And what's it like for each of you, speaking of special, what's it like for each of you to be on stage with each other? I mean, to know each other so well, Stephanie.
That's a good question.
There must be a comfort in that, right?
There's definitely a comfort. And I know we were just, we had a sound check yesterday before a gig, and during the song, I was just trying to remind Johnny to sing on it, and I just kind of barked at him, like, sing! And I apologized afterwards, and he didn't even notice. So if it was anyone who wasn't blood related, I think they'd probably be annoyed at my orders, but...
Siblings, it rolls right off. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
What about for you, Johnny, sharing the stage with your sisters here?
Well, it's a point of pride that I feel, because I watch, they're younger than me, I'm the oldest, and watching them evolve and grow up and develop, well, in Stephanie's case, her singing voice and her musicianship, and Danielle's fiddle playing and dance, everything just keeps getting, better, and makes me really proud to see how they've developed over time.
And you've been doing summer productions, I know, for years, and festival appearances, but what was the idea behind this new show at the Florence Simmons that you're calling Gone is the Kerosene Lamp?
Well, actually, that name actually has a lot of meaning to it, and it goes back to our dad. So our dad, he's 79 years old now. Wow. He grew up in the 1940s and 50s in Flat River, PEI, and he's always telling us these stories, but when he was growing up, there was no electricity in many parts of rural PEI, including where he lived. He says they got it in 1954 there, but some places it was even later, into the early 60s on the island. And as a result, he said it was so different. He says that work was the focus of all your daylight hours, because that was the only time you could get stuff done. And they had a subsistence farm where they had to take care of their own food and stuff. But our grandfather, he was a carpenter, very well respected, made windows. And our grandmother, Grace, she was a teacher. And so they're doing these kind of jobs, but also everything else. And here's where the kerosene lamp comes in. It's at the end of the day when they can't work anymore because it's not possible. They come in to the house, into the kitchen. They light up a kerosene lamp, and all these people from the community, they come in and they just know to go there. Like they don't have a phone. This is the place you go.
You're not texting your buddies, right?
No. And they show up, and there's music happens, and lots of storytelling, and it happened frequently. And this was how they kept thriving at a time where there was few conveniences. And they called it a Cayley. They used the Gaelic word Cayley, and it made me wonder, how did that word last all these years when Gaelic is gone, but Cayley, that word still is out there. I was fascinated by this. And that's where the title of the show comes from.
But you're saying Gone is the Kerosene Lamp, so you're bringing people in, and this is kind of a modern version of some of these songs here, Stephanie?
Well, we have our own kind of spin on things, and I mean, Johnny plays an electronic keyboard. It's not that wasn't around in our grandparents' day, and just yeah, our own spin, and we also bring our Arcadian side to some of these Celtic flavors as well. So that's a mix that maybe there
Sure.
wasn't back in the day.
And so some original music in here. We heard some instrumental music earlier, but Stephanie, what other songs are you sharing here? How did you pick the set list for this performance?
Oh wow! I like to think of the show, setting up the show as like one big story, and how does one number flow into another, and just like really bolster that storyline, the main theme that we're going for. I suppose you could say it's the academic in me.
Right.
Just being like a thesis statement and supporting arguments and all that good stuff. But it's all done very, very fun with lots of music and dancing.
And stories.
And stories, yeah.
Stephanie's turning into a great storyteller.
So what ground do you explore in those stories? Is it a bit of the family roots?
Oh yes, yes. Both sides of the family, the Scottish side, and we do go back to like Robbie Burns before our ancestors got here on PEI, and explore like the Highlander roots, because that's where we come from, the Highlands. Very proud of that. Very tough, resilient people they were, and I started singing in Gaelic a little bit, so
Really?
we've got quite a mix. And then when we go on mom's side, we're two of us anyway, two of the three, not Johnny, that's why he's laughing. Two of the three of us are actually bilingual, fluently French as well. So we've got French songs in there, and some of them we've written, and some of them we haven't, but we always give credit to, to those who wrote the songs.
But the ones that we didn't write, they're always island raiders.
Oh,
We're
yes.
focusing, this show is
Yeah.
focused 100% on music and songs and stories of this place we live in.
And merging these traditions together, and we heard a little bit of your music recorded live at one of the recent performances, and to hear the audience clap along with this song, I'm wondering how that feels for you both up there when you hear that immediate feedback, right?
Oh, I love it. That's what it's all about, like getting people to actually, like moving people, whether it's moving them to tears or moving them to clap. I mean, we've seen it all. I've seen it all at this
Yes,
point.
ditto, yeah. And that audience is almost like another member of our band, actually.
Yeah.
And that member of the band is the one that gives us the extra, to go above and beyond and put that little extra
Yeah.
oomph into
Yeah.
what we do. We love it.
Speaking with Stephanie and Johnny Ross, who along with sister Danielle are staging Gone is the Kerosene Lamp, PEI Roots music in a brand new light. It's at the Florence Simmons Performance Hall, and we mentioned Johnny this Thursday. It's a matinee. This is a special
Only
matinee.
this one time.
We have a show once a week at the Florence Simmons, except for this week, they're always at 7:30 p.m.
And we wanted to play some music that was recorded live at a recent performance, and this is, we're going to hear you on vocals here, Stephanie. Do you want to set this one up for us?
Yeah, I would love to, Matt. One of the songs that we wrote is called Marion Islander, and where this comes from is we play for a lot of visitors to the island, and we hear that they're seeking authentic island experiences. Now, coming to our show, I would say that's one of them. But if you want the ultimate in authentic island experiences, here's what you got to do. Marion Islander. And you know what, Matt? I thought there could be some visitors listening to this radio cast right now, and they're like, wow, that's exactly what we need, the ultimate. So we wrote this song. It's a real fun one. We have some goofy songs, but we have some real serious ones, but this one we're just going to have some fun with.
Part of our population strategy here. This Marion Islander, I love it. Thank you both for coming in.
Thank
here.
you.
Thank you, Matt.
Marion